Hey everybody, welcome back. Derek, Raised Right Fishing. Today I'm going to show you how to set the drag on a spinning reel. Alright, super easy. Now, where do we set the, or adjust the drag? Excuse me. This guy, right here. Some older reels will be down here on a little knob, but right here. Okay, right here. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Okay. Most people will check their drag right here at the reel. It's okay, once you get more experienced at it, you can do that. But it's not gonna give you a great, accurate representation of how easy or hard that line is gonna be to come off the rod. Why, you ask? Well, that's a very good question. And that's because our rods are designed to flex, to help us fight the fish, which takes off some of the tension of our reel. The line's not being pulled directly straight off the reel. It has to go through this arc or bend first. So a tight or a loose drag down here, straight from the reel, might actually be pretty hard for a fish to pull off after there's a bend in the rod. So typically what I like to do is just kind of grab it up here. You don't want to put a massive bend. Don't grab this and ugly stick it to the floor to check your drag. You're gonna be ticked off because your rod's gonna break. Just go a little bit away. You just want to load the rod a little bit and then just kind of pull. Okay, you can maybe hear that clicking, I hope, but if not, you'll see my hand going farther because the drag is loose enough that I can pull off line. You're gonna have to play with it a little bit. You want the drag tight enough that when you set the hook, you don't lose a bunch of line and you actually get hook penetration into the mouth. But you also don't want it so tight that when you set the hook, your line snaps on lighter lines. The lighter line you're using, the looser you want your drag. The heavier line you're using, you can go ahead and crank down on it a little bit. If this spinning reel had 20-pound braid on it, I'm probably gonna lock it down because I don't really need that much drag on 20-pound braid for the type of fish that I'm catching as far as walleye, bass, crappie, that kind of stuff goes. So, just get a feel for it. Funny enough, honestly, a lot of the times I can tell whether my drag needs loosened or tightened when I think I have a fish bite and it's actually a log or a stump or grass or something, and I give it a little and I can tell like, oh crap, the drag came out really easy on that awesome fake hook set. I'm gonna tighten it a little bit. So that's one way. Keep that in mind when you're fishing. If you accidentally set the hook on something that's not a fish, or you do set the hook on a fish and you're like, oh, I lost that fish because I didn't have good enough hook penetration, lighten it up. The other cool thing about these spinning rods or spinning reels, if you're fighting a fish and you're like, man, he needs to take more line out, he's just not, go ahead and reach up here and loosen it 2 or 3 clicks. It's not a sin to adjust the drag while you're fighting the fish. That's why that rod loads up. It's going to keep your line taut. Go ahead and let the rod do the work until you can get your line tension adjusted correctly. So that is a quick way, the best way to check the drag on your spinning reel to get you started. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube, like us on Facebook and Instagram, hit that bell so you get those new videos, and I'm Derek. I'll see you next time.